Oh, today is Friday 30th of September, just gone midday, and we're heading to the airport. We won airfares, accommodation and tickets to the NRL Grand Final in Sydney, so we got an extra day, we paid for an extra night's accommodation and had the airfare sorted. And Lexi Bat's taking us out to the airport so we can fly down to Sydney. There she is, waving. Yeah, we're staying at Ridges on World Square. Tomorrow we're going out on a tour including the bay and rocks and Mrs. Macquarie's seat and all sorts of other things. So on the way I'm going to take photos and things and put it all together when we get home, and hopefully yeah, you can all see it then. Okay, it's 3:30 in the afternoon and we're at Brisbane Airport. Our plane's out there somewhere. You can see the tail just up here hiding there. It's like sort of like that one but different. We made it here. We'll see if we make it to Sydney. I wonder if our luggage will arrive. Okay, so it's just gone 7:30. We've arrived in Sydney and booked in at Ridges. Look at that bed. Isn't that just beautiful? I'd show you what the view out the window is, but there's no view because it's too dark. We're going to go and find dinner. We'll see you later. Well, Saturday morning and we're off on our tour. Just some photos. There's the bus that we got picked up by. We got taken to this place here. We had to swap to this bus and we had Michael Kay as the driver. Grey lines are absolutely magic. The driver took us around all sorts of places. These are photos from inside the bus. We had a walk around the rocks with a tour guide. His name was Joe. I'm pretty sure he was Dutch, but he was very, very informative. Just like to take, while this is happening, thanking the local radio station, which is now Power 100, for picking our names out of the hat, and got this wonderful tour. Yeah, absolutely wrapped with it, and hopefully all these photos you'll see some of the stuff we saw. We flew down on Virgin, back on Jetstar, Grey Line's bus tour, out on Majestic on the bay. This is all in the rocks at the moment. You actually had to walk because the bus wouldn't fit, which is fine. We had a ball. I'm not going to try and describe it all to you because I forgot most of it, but it was very informative. It was. The next photo coming up is Robin with Joe, our tour guide. He's taller than me. So anyway, after that we went back into the bus and we drove around Sydney and down to Bondi Beach. Now everyone sort of heard of Bondi Beach, and it was yeah, Bondi Beach, quite different from what I had expected. This was out near Mrs. Macquarie's chair. The Garden Isle Naval Base is across there, and then that's Mrs. Macquarie's chair there where she sat and watched the boats come and go back in the 1800s sometime. And that's a little fort that was out in the bay, supposed to protect us from the Russians at the time, believe it or not. Some beautiful photos. The bay there, Sydney Harbour, is absolutely beautiful. I dare say there's parts of Sydney that are not absolutely beautiful, but hey, you know, there you go. And then this little darling here was to help them monitor the Opera House's deflections. Anyway, Bondi Bay, there it is. Bondi. It's today. Today is Saturday the 1st. It's about just over 10:05 in the morning, and here we are at Bondi. Never seen this beach before. It's not too bad. Don't think it's the ones in Townsville, but what bloody hell! And behind us, that's beautiful, huh? It's the original Bondi Pavilions. Anyway, on we went, back into the bus and out doing things. So there's Sydney Tower. We actually went up Sydney Tower later on Saturday, and that's coming up shortly. We had a lot of fun finding it. And there's photos from all around. It's a 360-degree view. Just absolutely beautiful. I can't describe what all this is because I haven't got a clue. Which is standard for me, I know. But you can see the views are I walked around and took like 3 photos from each place I stopped, which is why there's a whole heap of them. I haven't put all the photos in either. Some of them were a bit blurry, some of them were duplicates. But no, apparently Sydney Harbour, we got told, is the biggest natural harbour in the world, which makes it pretty big. Having seen a map of it, yep. Botany Bay, which is just down the coast, was the original site that Captain Cook found, but when Phillip arrived with the first fleet, he decided to try this bay and came in an entrance and found a humongous harbour that Captain Cook had dismissed as of little significance. But then he never went in, he just saw it from afar. So, you know, if you don't stick your nose in, how the hell can you make a comment like that one way or the other? But that's what they did. I suppose he was pressed for time. Yeah, what else do I say here? I don't know. Somewhere in amongst all these photos is the place we stayed, which is Ridges World Square. Having paid for one night there, I'm glad I didn't have to pay for 3. Thank you very much, radio station Power 100. It was absolutely lovely. We had an absolutely wonderful time, and the room was so comfy. Unbelievable. There were some minor issues, but you know, you always have minor issues. Goodness me, don't let them worry you. You could actually, on Sydney Tower, you could actually go for a skywalk where you walk out over, you know, there's nothing like underneath you because it's all clear, and we decided not to go there. There's the big Coca-Cola sign in the distance. Yeah, there it is, blurry again. Yeah. That Coca-Cola sign apparently is listed on the National Heritage of all things. Yeah. Anyway, in a moment I've got a little movie with a voice over, so I'm going to shut up about now. Let you enjoy these last couple of photos. Alright, Sunday morning local time, about 10 to 9, which is in Queensland time about 10 to 8, and we're in Hyde Park. We just organised our booking to be picked up tomorrow to go to the aeroplane after we watch the footy tonight. So take some photos around Hyde Park. We're going to head over, grab a train and go over the Story Bridge. Go over the Sydney Harbour Bridge and back again, and then do some walking around and do some shopping and generally have a bit of fun, but I'll take photos on the way. Okay, so we're in Hyde Park. This is near the First World War Memorial, the Anzac Memorial. Around the memorial itself, on the memorial are all these depictions of various World War One soldiers, and they've got descriptions of them on the wall around. That's the memorial, and that's the pool of reflection. And as you can see, it definitely reflects. So we wandered down Hyde Park. Hyde Park's actually split into 2 by Park Street, surprisingly. There's Captain Cook. Across the road from Hyde Park is one of the cathedrals. We were told that it's a Catholic cathedral, and in those spires at the top there are telecommunication towers inside. Very good way to hide them. I have no idea what's going on. There we are. Hello. Yeah, I've lost myself. Back to the fountain. But there's a plaque if you want to hit stop and have a read. You can do that now. Then we went down to the station and we hopped on a train and we went over. So I'll stop this again because of the voiceover. Yep, on the... Oh, look at the tall ship. Yeah, going over the Harbour Bridge on the rail, doing a little movie vlog. Well, there's thingy.
Luna Park.
Luna Park, that's it, yeah. Thank you. So after we hopped off the train, we looked at a little market at Milson Point, then wandered down to where the ferry goes, just where Luna Park is there. We jumped on a ferry that looped around. It had just come from Circular Quay, which is where we wanted to go, but it did a loop and come back, so instead of waiting at the ferry platform, we jumped the ferry. In Sydney, if you're taking the public transport, $2.50 covers your whole day, regardless of what you travel or where. Good to know. Anyway, that got to the Maritime Museum. We took some photos there. There's Carpentaria, which is a lighthouse ship, very rare, the Endeavour. Got another little voiceover movie coming up, so I'll just shut up and let you have a look. At Circular Quay Railway Station, just looking out there over the bay to the right, you can see the edge of the Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and this is Circular Quay, the wharves down here where you can catch a ferry, all sorts of places. And it's a Sunday, everyone's travelling. We were going to go to Manly, but the line for Manly was like longer than you've ever seen, so we're going to go somewhere else and have lunch. Monday morning, time to go. I didn't take any photos at the footy the night before because that's an experience that you really have to see for yourself. There's Ridges, there's Cafe Kaz, the Cidery Bar, which is inside Ridges as well. Din Tai Fung, we had dinner there. That's the World Square thing, and Velo's Cafe at Sydney Airport, and then we came home. And I hope you have enjoyed this little movie. See you next time.